Hey everybody, welcome to Ask Dr. Testosterone, starring Dr. George Tsouliados and brought to you by his book, The Bible of Bodybuilding 2. Over 700 pages full of everything you need to know about training, nutrition, supplementation, and PED use. Of course, if you're on Amazon.com, check out my book, Real Bodybuilding by Ron Harris, no Harris. And I also want to thank our sponsor for the show, Muscle Tech. And now all the way from Athens, Greece, please welcome Dr. T, Dr. George Tsouliados. What's up, Doctor?
Hello, Ron. I'm glad that you're able to make it as a normal walking, to the Olympia.
Yeah.
And recovered. And actually, this is the 241 that is 1 week after the Olympia, right?
Yeah, so we don't know who won. We're recording this before the Olympia, but it's going to come out after. So I think it could be any of 5 guys. So, wow.
Yeah.
We're going to find out soon. It's going to be a tough show. But this week, I actually came up with most of the questions myself. These are questions I wanted to ask. And I said, let me take advantage of this fact that we're doing shows ahead of time and get some of my questions in here. These are things I kind of know some of the answers, but I really would like some clarification from someone who's not just a bro scientist, someone who actually has medical training as well as practical experience like yourself. So this is a good one. These are all things I came up with from my own personal experience. Number one, Doc, I was never able to get the very last bits of fat off my hams and glutes until I started using an AI. I used Arimidex, I think. Do you believe that a bodybuilder in prep needs to crush his estrogen levels near the end to get dry, striated glutes and hamstrings?
Yeah, I believe that. I mean, I've written an online article about this. And yes, I mean, the super striations in the late 90s were due to the invention of the aromatase inhibitors, unlike the SERMs that occurred in the 80s. But for myself, I was 4% with Nolvadex, where I was quite light. I was 175 when I won the fitness, let's say the classic nationals. But later, when I was the bodybuilding class, I was 190 with an Anadrol of 5 milligram. But definitely, you need to lower your estrogen because of the female hormones that give you the water retention and the fat retention and the fat, make you more smooth. But yeah, we believe in, of course, more than Arimidex is the Femara and the Aromacin. They are more potent, especially Aromacin is a societal aromatase inhibitor. But crushing on estrogen has a cost on your joints, on your mood, on your sex drive, on your HDL, endothelium. So there's no free lunch.
Yeah. I mean, how long did you use it for? How many weeks before your show?
Listen, I remember King Kamali wrote me a message in 2009 because we had a friend in common. And he said for the couple 2 weeks, take 2 Arimidex a day.
Wow.
1 a.m., 1 p.m. That was a lot to crash your estrogen. Yeah, and even though I was taking that dose, one of my nipples aromatized with 400 milligrams of Sustanon. Wow. Remember the suspension, suspension sucks all the milligrams. So 400 milligrams of suspension equals of, let's say,
like
let's say, 800 milligrams of testosterone and of A, because 70% is utilized. Anyway, it was a lot of dose. I want to harden up,
Yeah.
And one of my nipples was a little bit, bulging. So,
so even all that, and you were on Aromacin at the time too?
No, I was Arimidex only. 2 a day, yeah. Later, I was using, I have been using also Aromacin and Femara, but not that high dose. Arimidex is the less potent of all.
Okay, gotcha. That's Anastrozole is the trade name for that.
Yes.
Yeah. Typically, the one that TRT clinics will prescribe to men.
Yeah, the weakest of all. Yeah, let's say 1 milligram per week.
Yeah, that's what I'm on right now. Which because I was on 500. I was only on 500 milligrams. No, not 500. I was on
half a milligram. Yeah,
half a milligram a week. Yeah, it was 500 milligrams. Anyway, next question I came up with. We often talk about how liver toxic oral steroids like Anadrol, Dianabol, and Halotestin can be, and advise their use should be limited to 30 days. What about Anavar? Is Anavar just as damaging to the liver, or can we run that for longer periods?
The least toxic from the list of the 7 compounds. So it's methyltrianolone, it's halotestin, it's Anadrol, Dianabol, Winstrol, and Anavar, I think is another one, and methyl testosterone. So Anavar is the less toxic to the liver, but still it is a 7 alkylated. That means in a couple of weeks or few months, you're gonna have a crash on your HDL. That's not good.
Again, no free lunch, guys. There's never free lunch. Here's a good one. Once the rubber seal on a steroid bottle has been broken with a needle, do we need to use that bottle within a certain amount of days or weeks, or would it still be okay to start using a half-empty bottle many months later?
Well, I've used those bottles when I was injecting, let's say, 10 cc vial of Trembolone, and I'm saying I was using 2 ml per week. So in 5 weeks, it was gone. Yeah. I guess within 5 weeks was okay to use it, but not after 5 months. But yet they have an expiry date. Come on.
Yeah. Because what happens is once the seal is broken, does that mean that like bacteria can get in there?
No, it's a rubber, okay?
Right.
It's a rubber. You sterilize it first.
Right.
And before, after pinning, you know?
So why can't we theoretically, why can't I use half a bottle of Tren now and then put it away until springtime and start using it again?
Yeah, no problem. I mean, as long as your expiry date is within range.
Okay. All right, cool. All right. My last question, and we got a couple from the viewers. Do steroids stop working as well after you've been using them for many years? So this is obviously my case. Do you need to increase the dose after years of using to see the same results? And will there come a time when they won't work at all, no matter how high the dose is?
But do you believe that? Come on, you're using steroids nonstop for 20 years?
Yeah, but they used to work better. I don't know if they used to work better for me, or it's because I was younger and I had healthier joints and I could train heavier. Because I don't carry the mass that I used to in my 30s and even into my mid 40s. And even when I use higher, I don't go high on the dose, but I just wonder, is like 500 milligrams a test the same to my body now as it was 20 years ago, or is it much less potent now?
Are you using legitimate compounds?
Well, right now I'm using less, but I'm using the compounded stuff from Frontline, which is legitimate testosterone.
Right. Back then?
Underground. It was all underground.
Well, you cannot compare apples with oranges, you know?
That's true.
For instance, I was using 1 pill of Dianabol from Bulgaria. It was like a volcano, you know? It was explosive workouts. It was the real deal. And now you get those from internet online. You take 5 of them, and it's like you're having flour inside there. Flour, yeah.
Super underdosed. Yeah, I mean that's why a lot of the guys from the 90s, nobody believes the cycles. Like when Dorian says he only used 2 parabolin amps a week, 76 milligrams, people say, what a liar. There's no way. He was probably using 10 of those a week, but they were pure. They were potent. The drugs back then, it was all pharma grade, right? Pretty much. Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. All right, well, those are my questions. We got 2 from the viewers this week. Is it necessary when doing PCT that the first week the doses are 25 milligrams clomiphene and 12.5 milligrams tamoxifen. Then the second week, 12.5 milligrams clomiphene, 5 milligrams tamoxifen. Yeah, every other day, or just do it for 2 weeks.
Well, I believe what I'm using is what I'm telling to the guys. Use every other day, half a tablet, which is 1/4 for 2 weeks. Okay.
Yeah.
Because people feel lousy with SERMs, and SERMs are counterproductive in a high dose because they elevate also ATPG, they affect the mood, they affect the vision. So, you know, PCT is just a kick, a push. Then you're on your own, and with further time, you're gonna be healed. It's not just pushing a button and testosterone goes high at once, okay? Yeah. You just give a boost. And then gradually you're going to increase. It takes time and a good lifestyle.
Okay. So, but those numbers, does that make, I get confused with all these numbers. So I know we go through the PCT stuff like every week, but what?
No, roughly that's good. I mean, half a tablet every other day, which is 1/4 of the tablet, so 12.5 milligrams. John Chrisley used to say 12.5 milligrams of clomiphene. Okay. And he was right. Low is better. Lower is better for the same. There were some gurus that use 300 milligrams of clomiphene a day. Come on.
Wow. Wow, that's a lot. Even I think that's a lot. Okay. Last question's about water retention. I'm finishing my 4th week on 350 milligrams test and 50 milligrams Anavar cycle, pinned twice a week. These 4 weeks, I've gained 4 kilograms, 9 pounds, as the weight scale says. Is this normal? Will the weight drop down after a few weeks? Or should I get on an AI? I'm on slightly surplus calories from bulking. If AI, how much should I use? So
I believe this guy gained fat. Come on. AI is going to, they're going to have an effect somebody who aromatizes, but not if you're in a surplus. And 4 kilograms means sooner scale, and you have more glycogen retention, but also fat retention. Come on.
It could be, water too. I'm thinking test. A lot of people hold water on test. So, it's
water is just not just the aromatization effect, but it's also the aldosterone. That's how steroids work. Okay.
Yeah. They
retain sodium water that holds water intramuscularly. That's how your muscles volumized. Okay, by aldosterone.
Yeah.
Because muscles are 70% water.
Yeah, that's why a lot of people, if they gain weight fast on a cycle and they get a puffy look, it's a lot of water retention. Maybe they're on D-ball, Anadrol, test, whatever, DECA, a lot of things that will contribute toward water retention. Within the 2 or 3 weeks after they stop their cycle, they drop anywhere. I've seen guys drop like 10 to 15 pounds like that quickly. Just whoosh. So, and they get all depressed because they see their weight go down, but they don't realize it was just water anyway. Yeah. You don't want to be face.
Yeah, especially if you load on creatine also. It's a combination.
Yeah, a lot of people do. I did. I used to eat all kinds of shit in the off season. Woo. I thought everything would turn to muscle, but no, I was getting fat and watery and ugly. So, that's
the
all.
smartest thing to do on a bulking cycle is to clean, super clean.
Yeah.
So you're gonna retain the least water and the more muscle.
Yeah.
That's the smartest thing to do. Follow a diet on a bulking cycle.
Yeah. Have you ever been fat in your life, like bulked up fat?
Well, I was 230.
Okay, that's pretty.
50 years ago, I was working out, but it was a lot for me.
Yeah. Yeah. When I was 247 was my high point, and my face was like a pumpkin. I had 2 chins. My ass was fat. It was horrible.
Were you able to tie your shoes?
Nope. Well, I could tie them, but I'd be like, going up like one little flight of stairs. I'm like,
Were you much stronger than now, squatting and benching?
Oh yeah, I was very strong. But like you said, I was like a fat guy though. I couldn't tie my shoes without getting out of breath.
You were strong, right? You were strong.
Yeah, super strong. But yeah, I was fat because I was almost 250 pounds at 5'8". But yeah, I look at those pictures and I'm like, I can't believe I let myself go like that. Just to try to and I don't think I put much muscle on, to be honest.
Was it winter time?
What's that?
Was it winter time?
Yes.
It's easier in winter time to do this because it's cold and you eat, huh?
Yeah.
You don't enjoy yourself also.
Yeah, nobody could see. You're not wearing tank tops. You're wearing like t-shirts, sweatshirts.
And all it's unbearable to do this summertime. It sucks.
Yeah, because then they start panicking around March, like, I'm still really fat, and it's gonna be summer here in like a couple months. I better get my ass in gear. So I'd have to crash diet every time. Anyway, well, that is our show. Guys, we appreciate you leaving these questions and comments. Leave them in the comments below. We'll get to them next time. I'm sure we're going to have a lot of questions by the next time because we're recording ahead of time. Doc never misses a show. This is show 241. We're very fortunate. I don't know how many questions we've answered here with the doctor. Thousands.
2,500.
Woof, a lot of questions, guys.
Probably 250 episodes and almost for the 5 years. Come on.
That's a lot, man. Yeah. Like I say, you've never missed a show.
Week by week.
Yeah. So, guys, please, if you like these videos, hit the that thumbs up thing. Share them on your social media platforms. Turn on notifications on YouTube and on your phone so you know when MD has all kinds of great content coming out. And that's it. Support the doctor. Get his book on Amazon.com, The Bible of Bodybuilding 2. And we appreciate you guys watching. We'll see you right here again next time on Ask Dr. Testosterone. Hey, did you like that video? Smash that like button, subscribe to MD, and please comment down below. Thanks for watching.